mean, we need the Holy Ghost to love people, because some people you just soon slap them as look at them, and you got to get past it. This is where cliques start. This is where people giving eye shots at people in the church and everything else, because I just can't stand that person. And it's probably something real stupid that you can't stand them over, but nonetheless, it creates an ineffectiveness in the relationship one toward another. And then when the Bible says confess your faults one to another, you don't feel like talking to you. You ain't even talking to this person. I don't want to talk to you. And what we got to do is we got to bridge that chasm before it begins to bring all kinds of schisms in the church that doesn't necessarily need to be there. Amen? When we talk about marriage, a lot of y'all think that one thing is the key to marriage. Well, I tell you, it probably is, but it ain't what you think it is. It's we got to have the Holy Ghost. I mean, you can't just. It's impossible to love somebody for a lifetime. Just love them for a lifetime. That's why you moved out the house with your sisters and brothers. Now you got to live in the house with this person for a lifetime. All right, well, just going over this stuff now. Staying single. You got to know when your nutty self ain't supposed to be married. I mean, whatever it is that does not have you ready to marry, need to stay to yourself. And if by chance you do end up getting married, you stuck. I'm gonna start off with that today, being stuck. Because you don't get married and then start mistreating people because you thought they were gonna make you happy. Shoot, you could have asked somebody that told you that. You weren't listening to nobody. And so now you're wondering about the single life. Looking back at old tapes of living single. Listen, you can forget about that now. The day's over. They done. Now, all you singles, if you even think about getting married, you better talk to some of these married folk first. You better talk to them. They're going to figure, let them tell you what you going to give up. Ain't no doody-woody about it. You going to give it up. You can't no longer just have the right to not say nothing. You know, in law, you have the right to remain silent. But in marriage, you don't. Well, why don't you say something? We need to talk. But when you're single, you can do that. Somebody call you on the phone and you look down, you don't want to talk to them, I told y'all before, and some of you are violating the very principles. Sisters, you are the only ones that complain about communication. Your husband don't never complain about communication. Okay, now, the reason you complain about communication, because I can sit here, and I mean very recently, I have sat there and asked females for their complaints. In the span of 10 minutes, I heard the same story 3 times. And I was so frustrated by the time I got through talking or letting her talk that I was just like, you got your point across in 2.5 minutes. And ever since then, I've been on replay. I've been on replay. You've just been replaying the same thing. But yet and still you want to talk because you have to let your feelings be known. But well, tell me one time, then go talk to the roaches or somebody. Because I really don't want to keep hearing the same thing over and over. This constitutes nagging. If you tell me something once, I got it. I tell you what, if you can put a different spin on it, tell me twice, but I got it. I ain't stupid, you know. But when you start going 3 times over a space of 10 or 15 minutes, I mean, you're just saying the same thing over and over again. That really gets on anybody's nerve. You notice ain't no dogs around, ain't no birds flying around you, nothing. Everybody done bailed. Everybody. Everybody. You look around, there ain't even no insects, man. That's house cleaning. Really, it is. And so you got to know, you know Howard Hughes when he had that, where the future, where the future, where the future, where the future. Y'all get stuck on something. And it becomes a crutch if it's at all effective. And here's the problem. Ladies, this is a problem. Now, you may not like this, but it is a problem. You do that too many times, and a man's only solution is to leave because what you're talking about, now I dealt with that a little bit this morning. There's a deeper problem than what he's doing. He's just to blame. You can blame a man, but the deeper problem, you're married to Trey, and Stacy did something to you a long time ago. And here Trey is dealing with something that Stacy did. And he don't know what the heck you're talking about or what you're going through. He don't even know why you're acting the way you're acting. Remember now, the woman's heart is an ocean of secrets. Well, okay then, you got your secrets. Don't be just snatching me in with a life preserver, without a life preserver. You know, you have to calmly ration out what you're dissatisfied with. Men, I know that it makes you feel like walking off. You just feel completely like walking away because I can't never get to the root of this. Now, women, that is the danger. Because he will eventually walk away because he can't figure out what your problem is. You ain't gonna tell him. So now you got to make a deal. Well, he don't really know what the problem is, and if I told him what the problem is, he may not be able to handle what the problem is, which he may not. So the fact is, you got a problem, but you keep taking it out on him. Now, the problem is, you need to stop taking it out on him. All right? If you ain't gonna tell him the whole story, and if you tell him the whole story, he might walk away anyway. So you might as well just acquit yourself and your household of that problem. Amen. So now we have a situation here. It would fall closely under the category of you got married by pretense. Which now becomes a fraudulent marriage. Which, if the court system worked the way it's supposed to, they'd look on your marriage license, find the witnesses, call them to court, and say who was unfaithful. And if they can prove back that your problem was a problem before you got married, they should hold you liable. And possibly even take the kids and award them to the person that was libelous. If the court system worked the way it was supposed to. That's why you got to have witnesses. There's no disclaimers on a marriage license. And nobody wants to marry a black widow spider. And nobody wants to marry a cannibal. Ugh, the ogre. So then, what are we doing here? We need to understand each other in a medium. I think the first thing we have to work with is duties. Duties is what we have to work with first. And when we don't work with duties, we end up trying to change each person because we know more about what the other sex's duty is than they know themselves. Now, I can understand where a woman can get basically confused in that area because you raise your son. But until your son is a good husband, don't try to become an expert on husbands. I see your point, but just because you raise one of these species don't mean that you raised a good husband. And you know, he's under strict orders that as soon as he finds a wife, to leave you. It's in the Bible. Now, what we do not understand is, even as singles, we have an oath to God. Married, we have an oath to God. Woman, man, we have an oath to God. Christians, we have an oath to God to love one another. Jesus said, even as I have loved you, love one another, even as I have loved you. I mean, he produced fish and chips, and everybody was invited. He didn't ask nobody, are you saved? Are you saved? No, you need to go. Where am I going to go? I don't know, but I know you've been out here 3 days, so it's going to take you 3 days to get back to where you can get something to eat. He didn't ask nobody that. He just said, set them down in comers of 50s and 100s on the grass. And I'm going to feed everybody. And the disciples were not requested to ask who was saved or who wasn't. It was just put them in a posture where I can number them. And if I can number them, I can bless them. I know how many orders I need. God looks down and sees the numbers that we need. So it's not about whether somebody's saved or not. It's about your humanity. It's not about what somebody else do. It's about what you're doing. Nobody, you're not dissatisfied with anybody without being dissatisfied with yourself. And I'm telling you right now, you are mostly dissatisfied with yourself, but you always whine and complain about somebody else. When you fail to strive, you fail to thrive. When you don't push yourself forward, sometimes it's just hard, man. I mean, this life will throw you some curves. And it ain't always your fault, but it can't always be your problem. It's not always your fault, what happens in life, but it is your problem. And when it becomes your problem, then you have to figure out a way that you can work it out or manage it, slow it down. And you know, some people, they never put in place an emergency program. You know, like a combination of drugs kind of got me all kind of messed up this morning. But I can just tell somebody, hey, look, I need somebody to preach. Man, I ain't feeling this. I mean, I don't do well with a bunch of medicines. I just don't. Some people take them all the time, and then their immune system goes away. And I'm going to tell y'all about that, too. Y'all better stop taking a pill for everything that happened to you. Your immune system will die. And then you just end up getting everybody else sick around you. Because you keep getting sick. And just keep getting sick and keep getting sick because your immune system is just online for everything to happen. Look, you cannot do that now. They even put it on TV. You know, if you're sick, stay at home. But do I got to get permission from my first sergeant? I guarantee you call your first sergeant, he'll tell you stay at home. Don't come out here and ask me. First shirt. What is wrong with you? Call me. Do something. But I'm trying to say, listen to me, people. You got to grasp a level of depthness now that you've never seen before. You have to be preoccupied with what's going to happen. Not what is happening to you. Oh, Lord. See, if you don't think ahead of the fray, then when the consequences of your actions take place, then the first thing that you're going to do is resent God or resent the people. And they had, neither one of them had nothing to do with it. It was the consequences of your choice. And that's why oaths exist. Oaths gives you an opportunity to think about consequential things that can happen after you do this. You need to be willing to take an oath, and you have to listen to the oath while you're taking it. I don't say, y'all ain't hear me. Don't complain about the oath you took, because took is a past tense. You stuck. Ecclesiastes 5, please. Now, you have an oath to God even if you're single. You have an oath to God even if you're single. So therefore, you need to make sure that, okay, God, this is what I'm going to do for you. God, this is what I'm going to be for you. God, this is how I feel about something. You know, you can tell God about how you feel about something, but I'm going to tell you something. It's not going to change his mind. I can tell you that. You can whine all you want to. I mean, even Moses, they be about ready to kill me. Lord, you kill me then. You see what I'm saying? I mean, men of God were wishing to die because of the people they had to go over and over and over things with. So, you know, I don't know why anybody wants to be a shepherd. Now, if you're called to be, you need to be. But wanting to be? That's why it said you had to call you. Ron, how? You talking to me? Did I just call your name? Yeah, this ain't a job you just ask for. You, Lord, I want to be a shepherd. God look at you. Are you crazy? You lost your. Are you on drugs? All right, let me get back to my message here, which probably could have. Yeah, it goes right in there. Oath. I'm gonna do it, Lord, till I can't do it. Well, at what point can't you do it? When you drop dead. Ecclesiastes 5, y'all there, right? All right, I'm gonna go over on the Amplified side, okay? And it starts off verse 1. Keep your foot, give your mind to what you are doing. All right, come on, y'all. Wait a minute, what's wrong now? I'm having problems seeing, but y'all having problems reading. Now, what? Come on, read. Keep your foot.
Give your mind to what you are doing when you go, as Jacob did say to Rebekah, to the house of God.
For to draw near to hear and obey is better than to give the sacrifice of fools carelessly, irreverently, to... Yeah. The sacrifice of fools is always talking about something way ahead of your ability to think. That's the sacrifice of fools. You try to tell, fools reject wisdom. Now, so you can't prejudice Ecclesiastes with that because it was Proverbs that said it, even though it was Penuel, Solomon, the preacher that said it in both books. That when you're giving wisdom to somebody, that is not time to interrupt. When somebody's giving you wisdom, that's not no time to interrupt. To say something stupid, it's saying something stupid to interrupt. If you don't want to come with all of it, you cannot come with any of it. But the truth has to be known so that the decision is properly given to the one that must make it. See, I make you laugh about it, but I'm telling you. Now, we're talking about being single. No, we ain't got into this yet, but I'm telling you, I always have to set each segment up to let you know, stop messing with people's lives simply because you are uncomfortable. Many of us, we mess with other people's lives, and then we have no intentions of staying with them forever. And if divorce is an option, you might as well stay away from the podium. Stay away from marriage if divorce is an option. If you go into marriage with it, if it don't work, I'm going to get divorced. Not legal. That's illegal. Love him and cherish him for better or for worse, sir. Well, now you made a vow. The Bible told you don't make it. Don't make it, because if you make it, you can't break it. Or that's going to be recompense. How many of your vows are you paying for right now? How many things that may be a matter of consequences happening to us right now because of broken vows? See, here's the thing. 7 sons of Sceva. They didn't know that they can engage the devil, but unless they had certain authorization, they couldn't control it. You can always engage the devil, but you can't control it. And so when they got that demon stirred up, pretending, oh, we adjure you by Jesus Christ whom Paul preaches. No, we don't have no authority. But when they reminded that demon that Paul had the authority and Jesus was the power behind that authority, when he reminded them devils of that, that one man just took off and whooped off the Ivory Lee jeans, snatched the fruit of the looms off, cut them on the butt, lashes and contusions and all kinds of stuff, man. Whooped them jokers up. Skull drug them. And you running down the street butt naked and bleeding with knots and cuts on you. Don't be telling me you ought to see the other guy. No, I don't want to see the other guy, man. Your tail been whooped. I don't need to see the other guy. I'm looking at you. I can tell who won this fight by just looking at you. And see, it's easy to stir up the devil. And that's what we do when we don't have the oath on our sides. You make an oath, you have to stand by it, even when it gets real bad. It has nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with us. Read on down, verse 5. 6. Do not allow your mouth to cause your body to sin, and do not say before the messenger. I like people joining the church and then turn around and say, well, this ain't the place for me. Wait a minute, you made an oath. That's why we made. Why is it you think you can join, you have to come up in front of the church to join the church, but you can slime at the back? You're an oath breaker. Verse 7. But now see, that kind of throws a little light on things. It says, you do what you're supposed to do in the atmosphere of God. It has nothing to do with everything else. Okay, let's drop down to verse 10. Ready, read. He who loves silver will not be satisfied with silver, nor he who loves abundance. See, you think you want what you want until you get what you want, and then you don't want what you want or want it before. You just couldn't live without this woman. You just couldn't live without this guy. Now you've been living with him for a year. You ready to trade him in like an old car. They ain't as cute as they used to be now. You don't favor them like you used to. Come on, verse 11.
The goods increase, the kingdom increase also, and what gain is there to their own except to see them with his eyes?
When goods increase, they who eat them increase also. And what gain is there to their owners except to see them with his eyes? He's actually watching them grow and eat. Now, this is their owners. And they're watching the eater, and they're watching the game. Now, you got to understand in the concept of slaves being watched. Or, let's just say, for example, a fighter, the manager. It's like the manager is watching the progress of somebody being trained to do something. It's like you expect a certain thing from a certain type of people. You expect, if you've been taught, you act better. Watch verse 12. The sleep of the laboring man is sweet. You see, you can become so worried about things you decide to get yourself involved with, to the degree that you can't get no rest behind it.
At Life Changes New Horizon, we'd like to thank you for joining us to hear and receive a phenomenal word from God. Please visit our website to order the message you've just enjoyed or choose from thousands of sermons available for purchase. You can order this revelatory teaching on cassette, CD, or DVD. For more information on Life Changers Ministries, go to www.lifechangersmi.com or call 1-877-524-9673. Life Changers. We are shining the light all around the world.